So when we enter a hallway, again, back to our principles. Number one, man. So this is what we need to achieve prior to the next breach. Okay, we need to achieve some sort of stack. Would it make any sense for the stack to be over here when the door's on this side? No. So that's something that can be identified. If you have pre-intel of the location, you can identify that before you enter this hallway. You might have the blueprints of the floor plan. Or you enter the hallway and say everybody stacks over here. As soon as the point man realizes the door's on the right, he fucking slaps the right side, the train moves over to him. And now everybody knows I'm going right. I'm going into a door on the right. So the way we achieve this, number one man is never wrong. So the first guy exiting this tiny room right behind this wall, first man to exit can go here. What does number two go? Opposite, right? He'd go here. Number one man's never wrong. Number one man comes around the corner and goes, I'm going to bump over. What does number two do? Comes right here. And again, you're cross covering as you're walking down, and then as soon as you get to the threshold, your cross cover drops to covering long and covering the breach. He's now covering long, he's bird dogging the breach, and then it's back to center fed. We just did how many reps on that center fed? So this room should be flawless. Right? It's still a center fed. These are the only rooms you're ever going to encounter. There's going to be different couches, there's going to be different visual cues, but that's it. It's still a center fed. So I'm actually not, I don't want you guys to, well, you guys will end up seeing it. I'll save one room that's center fed that you guys won't see, and I'll just say stack up and go. And it's going to feel weird, but it's still a center fed, okay? So I want you to get that in your head, that as you're walking up and you see a breach, and you can kind of see through the sliver, the angle that you have, you can see that there's space on that side, and you were just in the previous room, again, reading the hallways, reading the rooms, you know that's a center fed. Okay, as we get on this hallway, we're going to do some hallway reps here after we demo it. You're going to know it's center fed now, but I'm saying as you are walking down the hallway, you hear the slap or see the slap, you're going to know it's center fed just by how you're reading the room. You're just in here, you button hook around something, you walk a little ways, that's already cueing you that there's space here, all that kind of shit. That if you don't get it, all good, that'll come with time. Easy? Okay, so that is a hallway. So that would be, I guess, let's call that traveling down the hallway. Re-entering the hallway from a room. So if we needed to achieve this prior to that breach, this right here needs to be achieved prior to that breach. So we have to be in this configuration before we get to that threshold. Make sense? So this is going to sound familiar, and it should. So what are we going to do? Just like we came out here. One man's never wrong. If one man goes here, where does two go? Goes to cross cover. And then 3 and 4, whether they stack here or here, doesn't matter. By the time you realize it's the breach, the train should be on the right side, and you just walk up in that manner, cross covering the hallway. That's how it goes. So re-entering and traveling down a corridor should be identical. The only hiccups you will run into doing that is if you're traveling down a corridor and there's a second floor, or you're traveling down a corridor and you hit a T intersection, which we don't have any of that, so we're not even going to it. Those are the only two things that are going to make this like format change. We're going to move, and this is our room, so that Luis isn't going to drop cover because we're assuming this is a hallway. He's just going to shift this cover, and when I see him do that, or he sees me get to the point of the threshold, there's no like signal. We don't have time to do a signal. This is the fatal funnel, right? We just automatically, he moves his muzzle out, and then we enter like we've been doing all day. Okay, re-entering. So re-entering. So if I bump out, Jerry sucks in, we're cross cover, moving down. Okay, and if Luis goes, holy fuck, there's an open door left. Luis is going to move, hit the wall, do some signal, the whole train, however many guys are going to shift over there. Let's just walk up to this door. Still pretending it's the hallway. And there's the room we're entering. And then I follow up as last man. Cross cover man follows up as last man. That makes sense. Kind of easy, right? It's still, we're still applying as many principles as we possibly can on room entry, just on the hallway. And again, we're not pieing in hallways because that's super dangerous, right? So this hallway right here, we have 2 open doors. So 2 spots bad guys can come from. So
when you say super dangerous, just like you gotta get out of that fucking thing.
Because again, back to the beginning, imagine a hospital hallway.
Right.
300 yards long.
We gotta get out of the hallway. Get out of the hallway.
As soon as we're in a room, dangerous, yep. So as soon as we're in a room that we've secured, shot everybody, whatever, and now we can take a breath, that's ours, right? The second we move out into especially a hallway, we're just moving to the next area we're going to secure for ourselves.
Get there quick.
We got to get there quick. So again, pieing, and I'm sorry we did so much pieing, we probably shouldn't have. Pieing is just keep that for exterior
Entry.
initial entries and breaches, yeah. So